we want to know what is going to happen for next couple of days, but we also want to be aware of what if there is something going to happen in a couple of weeks. If there is a predictability, and what is that predictability? Could that be informed to the emergency manager so that they are aware of if there is a storm going to be hitting the East Coast in 2 weeks?
So we wanted to see if we could provide an extra layer of information for the forecasters. That's what Arslaan did. So we now have, we call it the Mason line, which is the line that says what we think is the total water level for the next 3.5 days, and that gets added to the mix into the National Weather Service system so they can have an extra layer of information coming from us.
So my research is focusing on how can we integrate all of those processes, like combining tides, the storm surges, and the riverine inflows. Because if you start to go up in the complex estuaries like Chesapeake Bay and moving more further inland, like close to DC, we see that the rivers are also contributing a lot in terms of the flooding. And that's where the need of the total water level forecasting comes in place. Because if you're just not combining all of these processes together, it's difficult to forecast something because you're missing a major component of that. We have been in contact with the National Weather Service, who are the actually end users of this information. So that's how we are actually being told that how good our information is and what needs to be improved so that we can improve that information. And that kind of information is what National Weather Service then uses to make an informed decision that if it has to be considered a coastal flood warning or if it has to be a flash flood warning.
One of the things that Arslaan was looking at is how far into the future can we go and still get decent results. So can we look at Tuesday? Can we look at Wednesday? Can we look at a week ahead? And we looked at all the way to 30 days ahead. And that gets into the so-called S2S timescale. So it's seasonal to sub-seasonal timescale. So that's extending, it's going a little beyond weather predictions. So most of the weather models are like in 3 to 7 day range and trying to go a little beyond that. I think there's a lot of promising in that area. Arslaan did a little bit of it. We have a paper under review on that. So it's part of his dissertation. So I thought that was a really cool contribution that he had to get that started. The reason I think that's pretty cool is it's pretty hard. When you talk about that, you get a lot of reactions like, oh, that can't be done. Like that doesn't exist. And I love that, because that's exactly where I think we got to push, the envelope on that. And maybe it can't be done today. Doesn't mean it can't be done 10 years from now, right? So I thought that was pretty cool that he worked on that.